Kampala, like many other metropolitan cities in the developing world, is growing at a very fast rate, with high population densities resulting from the rural-urban migration and high fertility levels. This large population, especially in the city center and the surrounding suburbs, has put a lot of pressure on available physical and social infrastructure, which was designed to cater for just a few town dwellers. The disproportionate expansion of the population has drastically affected living conditions in settlements and hindered the provision of adequate services, which are prerequisite for a healthy and habitable environment. The situation for the mostly low-income families living here is very tough, and improving conditions is an enormous challenge for the city authorities. But neither central nor local government can solve these problems alone. It was in this spirit that the Sustainable Neighborhood in Focus (SNF) project was established in 2006 with financial support from the International Development Research Center, IDRC, Canada. SNF is a research and development partnership involving Kampala City Council, Makerere University, Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Environmental Art, and two international research organizations, Urban Harvest and the International Center for Tropical Agriculture. The project aims to reduce the environmental burdens affecting the living conditions of poor communities while reducing poverty. The 4-year project, which winds up its operations in 2010, is located in Kawala, Kasubi. Makerere stretch, a densely populated low-lying and largely a wetland area. This stretch is one of the city's poverty hotspots. It is characterized by informal settlements with limited services and infrastructure.
One of the objectives of this project was to upscale the local innovations that were found being practiced by the target community. And although it has been late, we have managed to implement according to our anticipation. And with the Sustainability Committee now in place, we are sure that they will carry on the upscaling of the seed grants.
This is Kasubi, Kawala, and Waise parishes in the northwest part of Kampala. This area has an estimated population of 40,000 people and a density of 141 persons per hectare, which is about 3 times Kampala's average. Communities here used to suffer from problems associated with uncollected solid wastes due to poor disposal and floods, among others.
Initially, there were waste being poured into the water drains and the water streams. But we wanted to teach the community and the public at large that waste can be economically viable and people can benefit out of it.
Samuel Mawanda is a resident of Kasubi Zone 2. He has mastered the art of making briquettes, an innovation he got to know through the SNF project. According to Samuel, he is able to make about 100 briquettes per day, which he sells to his fellow community members, schools, and hospitals nearby. The briquettes fetch Samuel a daily income of about 5,000 shillings.
I adopted this briquette making from cow dung initially, but now we have adopted it to a system of mixing starch with carbon dust.
Indeed, Mawanda's innovation has not only improved his income, but also saved money for his customers, who now use the briquettes for cooking.
Amanda nkozesa amanda mangi ga sente nga 10,500 okugisa emmere naye bwe nkozesa obuntu nga buno nkozesa amanda matini nga ga 5.
Mushroom growing is another activity that is becoming very popular due to the ready market of mushrooms in the city. Namutebi Nava, a resident of Makerere 2 Chikoni, is one of the key players in this trade. She attributes her achievements to SNF project, from where she got training in mushroom growing, a thing that has changed her life completely.
I started this project in 2008. I'm now able to pay even my children's school fees.
Similarly, Harriet Nakabale, a resident of Kawala Zone 3, is another beneficiary. Nakabale juggles a number of projects that have improved her lifestyle. She now combines the job of housewife with that of a vibrant vegetable grower in the area. She has mastered the art of growing various types of vegetables using the food tower and container innovations, all in the confines of her home compound. She supplements her vegetable growing with chicken rearing and composting, part of which she uses in her garden and sells off the surplus to her neighbors.
Nduli nali nnima naye ng'ate nnima byange byakulya naye kati nsobodde okulima ng'ate nsobola n'okutundako.
Piggery farming is one of the enterprises that SNF also introduced in this area, partly because of its profitability, but also for its potential to recycle organic wastes. The project has about 20 members raising pigs. The group is already registered as the Urban Pigger Association, and so far 15 of them have directly benefited.
Pigs are one of the some of the most profitable animals, so we hope that the members involved and the communities around will economically benefit.
Moses Nadiope, who doubles as a councillor of Kawala area and a key player in the SNF project, has discovered the economic benefits of recycling garbage into animal feeds. The training he acquired from SNF has enabled him to recycle about 600 kilograms of garbage accumulated daily into nutritious animal feeds. Nadiope says he can mill up to 2 tons of animal feeds every day that comprise of matoke, cassava and potato peelings. This fetches him a daily income of about 50,000 shillings.
We have really managed to reduce a big number on the volume of the waste which remains within the community. For instance, in 1 kilo of dried peels, it's about 6 kilograms of fresh peelings. So if you were to get 100 kilograms of dried peels, that will mean that you have to get about 6 bags of fresh peels. So I think you can see the margin by which we reduce the volumes of waste within the community.
Initially, when the project had just started, there was little hope that it will bear fruit, since the policies which were in place at the time could not support urban farming.
Together with the Ministry of Agriculture, we undertook surveys in different regions of the country, first of all to establish whether actually urban agriculture exists, its magnitude and contribution, and how it interferes and interacts with urban natural resources in those areas, and then see how best we can use these findings to influence policy at a national level. Because as I talk right now, there is no national policy on urban farming. So some of these findings were supposed to inform policy on the requirements of urban agriculture.
On the whole, the SNF project has had a positive impact on environmental burdens that dogged the area for a long time, as well as improving the standards of living for people in the community.
The project had many enterprises embedded in it. We have about 7 enterprises. So, and we have an umbrella above those enterprises. So that umbrella will be working as our mother to see that the project continues?
There is a very big change to the situation as it was before, because the instances of flooding have really, I think I should say, have been quashed. The levels are no longer as they used to be before the project. This is somehow attributed to the community, who have tried to cope up with the new, I should say, or adaptation strategies which have been developed within this area to curb such situations.
This project has been implemented through multi-institutional approach, and I have learned to know the challenges that exist and how to overcome them. And in future, if I was to be given a chance to lead similar project, I think I would know how to do it.
Kampala City Council, the institution responsible for keeping the city and its suburbs clean, also embraces the works of SNF project. Community mobilization done through the SNF project has helped a lot to change people's attitudes towards their hygiene and general living conditions. Hence, the good practices have over time reduced the level of environmental burdens such as overflooding and irresponsible handling of garbage in the area.
As Kampala City Council, we're challenged with the responsibility of mobilizing the communities and making sure that all the processes that they are in the project are sustained and replicated even when the project expires. So we tried to put in place a system of people whom we called the change agents, whose role was basically to oversee the activities of the project, but activities basically related to reducing environmental burdens in the communities.
However, this is not to say that the project went without challenges during its implementation. In the initial stages, the project almost got stifled by political interference of some area leaders who often tagged the ideological differences to its implementation.
From the other institutions, they could try to avoid the politicians. But from the KCC team, I think it became sort of political, such that every time you need to go to the field, you need to inform the politician of that area, such that she or he can come and say something, which wasn't bad, really. But again, it would derail activities at times, because you'd need to wait for the time when that politician is around to be able to undertake a particular activity. And then at times also the politicians would send messages in the communities that may not be achievable at that period of time. This was a research project, not an action project.
Certainly, the impact that the SNF project has had in the communities of Kawala, Waise and Makerere too is there for everybody to see. But what does the future hold for the project?
We now know how much is produced, what types of waste are produced, and how it can be managed in order to be able to make money out of it. We have also been able to link up the different partners so they can sustainably use this waste without having problems or looking at it as a burden.